la prisión, Wilson Manyoma, Borbona. Te hablo desde la prisión. Oye, te hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma, Borbona. Te hablo desde la prisión, Wilson Manyoma, Borbona.
Hello. Masters and None, episode 50.
The big 5-0, bro.
Damn,
big 5-0.
we didn't even talk about that before we got on.
The big 5-0. Yeah, we didn't, it's a big milestone, to be honest. I know we hit a year technically on October 9th.
Yeah.
But to hit a 50th episode, that's big, bro.
Yeah.
That's big. That's half of 100.
That's 50 is half of 100.
It's a quarter of 200.
And guess what?
What?
An eighth of, I don't know.
Damn.
I was going to try to whip that math out really quick, but you know what? I didn't want to throw any numbers out there because if I don't guess, it's not as bad as if I get it wrong.
I guess you're right. You know, it's always better to be quiet in class than yell out the wrong answer.
Yeah, that theory, you miss every shot you don't take, that shit doesn't work with math.
Yeah, nah.
I should get you put in a special math class.
Yeah, bro. You don't want to be, well, that's where all my friends was at anyway.
That shit'll make you fucking not qualify for the good regents.
For real, bro.
So what's up, man?
Ain't shit, man. You know, today's a big day, 50, and I'm just happy to be here, bro.
Me too.
Just happy to be here.
Damn, Mark in the chat, quick. What up, Mark?
Mark is in the chat.
All right, we sound fine. That's one of the things I wanted to check, see if there was any like weird echo. I don't know if we're in sync, but I'm
You're not
assuming.
sure?
No, because I didn't test it beforehand. But I'm like, we should be.
Yeah. Nah, I think we're good.
We should be in sync.
I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling motivated, you know?
I'm feeling wonderful, actually.
I got it. Oh my God. Can we talk about fucking Brian Laundrie shit just like right away?
Of course we can. Go ahead.
It's like,
you take the lead on this.
so was it 2 days ago? They found his belongings near a trail that he had visited before. Like he was like known to have gone there, which was weird because it's like, why didn't we check this earlier? But to their defense, this area was underwater when they were searching earlier. Like now it's exposed. And they found some belongings. I don't know exactly what they found. And then they found some human remains.
Some human remains.
Yeah.
How much is some?
Well, you could talk about like he had been like chewed up and like eaten by animals, right?
Well, I don't know.
I don't want to say chewed up.
Yeah, I don't know the extent to which he was actually.
He was unidentifiable.
He was unidentifiable, and they also couldn't identify if he had any injuries, like self-sustained or a self-inflicted gunshot wound, anything like that.
He was so beat up.
Yeah, he was pretty beat up.
Yeah, that they couldn't tell how he died.
Absolutely not.
They couldn't even tell if it was him.
Yeah, they couldn't ID him. They had to ID him by his dental records.
Science had to tell them who that body was.
And that's super common, that you get ID by your dental records. Yeah, that's super common.
But and now the FBI confirmed today, as of like maybe like less than 2 hours ago, that it's his body. They confirmed that that's his body.
They did confirm it, and I'm glad they did.
Which is crazy.
It kind of puts this whole thing at rest. All I know is they better not find no dog the bounty hunter prints on this man.
I heard Dog the Bounty Hunter wasn't even allowed to do that shit in Florida. I heard that, like, even if he would have got him, like, it would have been kidnapping.
Yeah, they don't
like,
really
wild shit. That dog just didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
I think he's a little old at this point. He might be a little over the hill.
Yeah. Isn't it wild that, can you imagine, like, you're going through something and all of a sudden fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter shows up at your house, like, guess what? I'm going to help you out. That's equivalent to, like, you're having a terrible time with your dog. Like, you know, your mom moves in and your dog, like, bit her once or twice, and then Caesar Milan shows up at the house and he's like, hey, here's somebody who needs my help. Like,
Yeah.
that's probably what it's like when Dog the fucking Bounty Hunter shows up and, you know, your son's missing.
That's what I would imagine. You know.
I appreciate you, Mark. We're in sync.
What'd he say?
He said we're in sync.
Of course we are. Of course we are.
Yeah. No delay necessary. New camera today. New like main camera.
Yeah, no, we got everything going. Nah, this was hitting my mic arm.
Oh.
So
is
then
it good now?
So then what I was doing was trying to adjust it. Yeah, it's just a little overexposed now.
Okay. I wanted I have another thing I'm just gonna spit things out today, man.
Bro, this is what I want you to do right now.
Let's hear it.
I want you to just go with it, bro.
I'm gonna go with it. Did you
I
hear
want you to just
did you
follow
see the
your heart.
video of the math teacher that was like doing she was like doing an impersonation of like a Native American?
Oh my God.
I'm
How
sure
so?
she was trying to teach.
There are many
something about
types of impersonations.
At one point, she was like standing on top of something, like a chair or something like that, and chanting. At another point, she was like praying to like the sun god or the rain god or to like some gods to make it. And then she said, and then she laughed. She like laughs at her. She just, ha, I know it's ridiculous, right? But like, you know, and it's like she's like essentially like mocking.
So this was videotaped?
It was videotaped by a student. They said he was a Native American student, but you can never fucking. It's, you know, I can't sit here and say like I hate this lady. Like how dare her do this? Like I get it. Like people, I don't think it's as how can I phrase this? I'm mad at her. I think she's stupid, but
are you mad at her?
I'm not mad at her. No, I'm not mad at her. I think she's stupid for doing it, but I don't think she deserves to like, you know, be scrutinized for the rest of her life.
Yeah, that's the issue that I have with this whole concept of, you know, just like destroying people's lives off of this one stupid thing they did. There weren't always cameras around.
Yeah.
Not everybody was being videotaped at all times. You know, I mean, that shit is just not, it's not something that they're used to. I mean, not everybody's been there.
It doesn't mean that you get excused from certain things, but what I'm referring to more is like the cancel culture part of it. I know we talk about it all the time, but like I don't want this lady to get blackballed from being able to teach for like ever, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can correct this. I don't know what's going to happen to her, right? But I'm sure if someone tells her like there's a disciplinary and like she has to take a couple courses.
Yeah, she got to take some sensitivity courses.
Yeah, and then we throw her back out there, you know?
Yeah, they're going to make her perform in some kind of historical play where she has to do those things she was trying to impersonate, but actually do it well. They're like, now you have to redeem yourself by actually being able to handle this chant and handle this dance how it's supposed to be.
No,
let's
fuck
go.
that, bro. We put her inside of like, you know, like the you ever seen those? You ever went to a field trip and it's like you're living in there's like these little communities, but it's like 1900 again, or like it's like 1850s, and like there's like cows and like there's
they get some idiot pretending they're churning butter and shit.
Yeah. We got to put her in one of those, but like a Native American one, and she's got to do 6 months in there and like teach children
Hard butter churning labor.
Yeah.
6 months hard labor.
Even Native American labor is way worse. That's like a tool. They didn't have that. They weren't making butter, I don't think.
Nah, they were trying to figure out how to make tools. They were like, you got to go out and make some tools. That's what you got to do. We're going to release you out here, and you got to go out here and figure out how to make some
that's
tools.
That's what her punishment's going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. But the sad truth is that, you know, now that it's on the internet, she'll probably lose her job and never be like hireable again, and
that's
have
very
to
true.
pick like a different career path. And
yeah. That's very, very true. God
like,
damn, that's so sad.
I was listening to
so sad.
What's the podcast that Barstool picked up with we were talking about it the other day.
$1 million worth of game is from it's
$1 million worth of game. That's the one I'm referring to. You can
Yes.
say it, and you don't have to blurt it out right now. Think about it. I'll keep going,
ahead.
and then you come back later. So I was listening to $1 Million Game, and $1 Million Worth of Game. That's what it's called.
Yes.
I was listening to $1 Million Worth of Game, and one of the co-hosts was saying, this guy went to jail for 20 years, and one of his cellmates had asked him like what he did, and he told him what he did, and he asked him like how long did it take, and he told him the time, and he was like, damn, 5 minutes got you 20 years. And like it's like the same thing with that lady. Like these 3 minutes of joking is gonna like cost her entire career.
Which is so crazy to me. That shit is insane to me, man. I mean, people need to be offered an opportunity for redemption.
Yeah.
Like you can't. What are you gonna do? You're getting rid of all the professionals out there. What are you gonna do? You can't just keep on.
It's even worse when things come back that maybe happened 1,000 years ago. 15, 20 years ago when society was completely different.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like they're just
Certain
making
things.
people hesitant to even get into certain fields. Like who wants to be a cop anymore?
Oh, what?
Who wants to be a teacher anymore? You don't want to be a teacher. The kids are constantly filming you and trying to catch you slipping.
Just the other day, that superintendent got recorded saying, like, if you have a book on the Holocaust, then, just have a book on, the opposing view. And everybody's like, what? She's like, yeah, we got to cover all the grounds, And the teachers were saying,
what do you want to do? You want to hand out Mein Kampf to all the kids?
I don't know.
What's the goal there?
I have no idea, but, it was one of the teachers were recording her, like one of her own people recording her, put it out on the internet. And it's just, I think that they're afraid to do their job. Just like police officers are probably afraid to do their job too.
Everybody's getting scared. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
It will be right back. We're back.
All
Quick
right.
break.
That was actually a pretty smooth break. I
Yo,
don't
it
think
was
we ever
pretty
break.
smooth.
I don't think we ever broke that smooth.
No, I think what we're gonna do is that's gonna end up being our what's it called? That's gonna be our ad time, our slot
intermission?
time.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
we're trying to get used to having ad breaks and ad reads. You know,
Yep.
you gotta warm up. You
We
gotta
got
start.
cue cards, breaks, reads, trims. There's a lot of fucking science behind this.
A lot of shit going on here, man.
A lot of shit going on here. Talk to me about Trump's new social media, because he's banned from Twitter, but is he banned from any other platforms?
You know what? I don't think so. I think he's only banned from Twitter, as far
Okay.
as I know.
All right.
I mean, if you're banned from Twitter,
For some people, that's like everything. For me, I don't give a fuck because I'm not a big Twitter guy, but I get it. That's like if I was banned from Reddit, I'd be pretty fucking pissed.
yeah. See, being banned from Reddit really sucks. I wouldn't fucking want to be banned from Reddit because Reddit's kind of like the only place that's really still open and out there. You know, I'm about that free shit, that freedom shit.
Freedom.
So I'm definitely about that freedom. So for that reason, Reddit's where it's at. I mean, you put me on to Reddit.
So Trump's coming out with his own social media. It's going to be called True Social.
Yes, he's calling it a True Social, and it's going to be what he's calling. It's like he calls it like the answer to the tyrannical left wing media. You know, whatever kind of shit he says, whatever kind of demonizing shit he says about them. You know, they say the same about him, but he says it about them. So,
Yeah.
but the point being that yes, it is going to it's going to be developed by him, released by him, and a company, like he has a tech company that he's like,
Of course he does.
you know, that he's with now. They merged with another company, apparently, if I recall what I read correctly. And with that, they're also doing other stuff. They're doing
Sorry.
it's all good. They're going to be doing streaming services as well, I believe, if I recall correctly. He's going to try to have some kind of streaming platform. Like, I imagine not streaming in terms of live streaming. I think streaming media like Netflix type of stuff.
When is this supposed to launch?
I don't know.
I thought it made it sound like
No.
these articles made it sound like it was like this shit was coming out.
It's like the first or second quarter that they're going to be doing it of like 2022.
Wow.
The first or second quarter,
Okay.
you know. So I think it's pretty cool.
All right. I don't know. I don't need another social media. I could see why people would use it, I guess, if you like Trump a lot.
I mean, but it doesn't have anything to do with liking Trump. I mean, it's not like a Trump fan club page. It's
It will be.
it's a social media like he's offering. It's going to be a bunch of conservatives. That's what it's going to be. That's the initial people that are going to be on there. But I mean, if they allow you to say what you want, you know, and actually, you know, whether if they should allow both sides to have a discourse on there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they should allow. So if they allow, you know, liberal members to discuss political ideas with conservative members, and there can be a discussion on there, let people. There's going to be idiots flinging poo on there either way.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if that's what it's going to be. If it's going to be like this, because I don't know if that exists, right? A social media platform that solely exists to discuss politics.
that's not
what this is going to be.
No, bro. It's just a
a social media?
It's a social media that they're saying isn't gonna censor you.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. But of course, you know, I'm sure there's gonna be somebody that's gonna get their hand in there and they're gonna start censoring liberal shit. You know,
I got to see what this thing's going to look like. Someone needs to show me like a rendering or something like that. Because is it going to be like Twitter where it's based off of like, you know, text? We're going to have pictures and text. You said it's going to be streaming shit. It sounds cool.
Yeah, that's I mean,
guess.
I don't know. I just wonder. I wonder if he's gonna have the user base that he wants.
He draws a lot of attention. I think he'll have initially a large user base, and I think that if it's good, people will stay. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be it would be the only site like it.
The only site that doesn't censor people.
Yeah, that doesn't censor people to the left.
Okay. I know you're definitely right about that. Every other website or your other social media has like some form of censorship.
They all do.
So I don't know. I just don't.
They all do. Because some people are, if anybody gets their account canceled for something they say, then there's censorship.
Yeah.
In either direction.
I just feel like this is like when Soulja Boy said he was coming out with that game console.
Yeah, that was bullshit. Remember, everybody was on that. Everybody was on that. They're waiting for like, it's like, get out of here. What are you kidding me?
Dude, people were pre-ordering that shit. He supposedly made a bunch of money off that shit.
Are you allowed to do that? That's completely scamming people.
I don't think it was legal because he was doing like, it had like bootleg games on it. Like it was one of these game consoles that you would get and it would come preloaded with mad games. Like you would get the
mad
Mario
games. Like what? Like how many games?
Like a couple hundred games or something like that.
A couple hundred?
Yeah, but they're not like, we're not talking about, next gen games. Like you're not playing World of Warcraft on it. It's like, you're getting Pong, Super Mario, you're getting maybe a fighting game or two.
Fuck.
Like it was a while ago, first of all. So this was at this time when the Soulja Boy console came out. I think PlayStation 3 was out, probably.
I think it was like shortly after everybody was Superman in that hoe. And watch them
He's the fucking funniest guy. Like the shit he be saying, like, because he's a fucking troll. Like I don't know if people understand. People be taking this motherfucker seriously, but he's like the biggest troll ever.
Bro, he's pretty goddamn funny though.
He's so
because he's really
funny.
Crazy too.
Yeah,
I think he's off for sure.
If he's not trolling me and he's serious about the things he says, it's even fucking funnier.
I think it's fucking hilarious. Either way, whether it's scripted, whether he means it, he's like Aaron Carter.
Oh my God, Aaron Carter is another one that's a fuck. But Aaron Carter, no.
He's very similar to Aaron Carter.
I do not think Aaron Carter is being a troll. I think that he's just fucking.
Oh no, yeah, he's just whacked.
Fuck 4 Ways to Friday.
He's just whacked.
Yeah, I think he's just. I don't. And you know what's fucked up about Aaron Carter is I don't even think he's like cracked out. That's my guy. I don't think Aaron Carter's like cracked out. Like I be seeing him, I'm like, he looks like he's like not on drugs, but he just be saying shit. I'm like, are you on drugs?
He's pretty
He doesn't seem sedated,
Well, no, he's not sedated because he's probably, as soon as he starts to get sedated, he takes something else to make him unsedated.
Did you see that tattoo he got on his face? He got like half his tattoo face. He got half his face tattooed.
Tattooed with what?
It's like a girl's face, like half, like it's like, I'm all about like, I like a good face tattoo, and it's not like poorly done.
A good face tattoo.
Yeah,
that's key right there.
It's not poorly done, but it's just massive. It's like probably like 3/4 of his face.
So it's kind of like Adam 22's Lisa Simpson?
No, way bigger.
It's bigger than that?
Adam 22's Lisa Simpson is fucking hard. And it's like about this big.
Ooh.
His tattoo is like from, I said, 1/3 of his face. It's like this.
Jesus.
It's like huge. It's like a chick's face. It's like fucking, it's probably like a little Peruvian kid, drawn to scale. Like a little Peruvian child, like drawn to scale.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that little Cuban, the kid that came and was playing baseball?
Is it the guy that came over in that Chevy that was converted into a boat? I used to hear all these fucking stories about people coming here from Cuba. I didn't know now. Are any of those stories true? Were those true? Did you hear about they had like pickup trucks that they had converted into boats and they were like bringing them over, like coming to the United States? You never heard those stories? You ever heard a story about that one kid that swam from here? What was his name? Julio? I hear all these stories about people coming in from Cuba. Are they true? The kid story is true for sure, but I don't know about the kid story.
You talk about Danny Almonte? No, not Danny Almonte. He was the baseball player. He was that kid that was like 26 years old, but they were fronting. He was from Dominican Republic. He was pitching in like the Little League World Series. Remember? He was like 26. Little Danny Almonte. He was throwing gas. Remember? Yo, he was throwing gas. Yo, that kid was throwing gas. Yo,
he was in the Little Leagues.
Bro, you don't remember? He was in the...
Tell the story, please. For context for the people at home.
All right.
And the people listening to us on Spotify.
All right, yes. So I'll give some context. All right, the kid that you were referring to, let's
backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, let's let's
Do you
start
remember
at
his
the
name?
beginning. The kid you were referring to that came from Cuba.
Yeah.
Remember? Elian Gonzalez.
Yes.
Bam, I just pulled that shit back. Get at me. Anybody, come talk to me. I
Yo,
remember
let's
shit.
Hear it.
So that was him. That was Elian Gonzalez. The kid that I thought of when you said that was, his name was Danny Almonte. He was a kid that was pitching in, the Little League World Series that's on TV, the Williamsport tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out my team growing up. We played in that shit.
Did you?
We won our district like 2 years in a row, bro.
Oh, good for you.
Come on, son. Yeah. Yeah, that was back in the day when I was a kid. That was a peak of my baseball career.
I was so bad at baseball. I played it for so many years. Never got good. Go ahead.
But yeah, so this kid, Danny Almonte, he was because every country and a bunch of different states, like different places have representatives, have players that are picked. Like there's districts in every state, and then you play throughout your state. You win your state, you win your division, blah, blah, that, like, and then you move on to to like the national tournament, and then you move on to like the international tournament where other countries play. Like you have like Korea has a team, like you playing against Japan. Like these are like literally the best young like 12-year-old baseball players in the world. And there was this kid, this little skinny kid on a Dominican Republic team that was throwing gas. Yo, he was like cooking every kid that went up there trying to hit, bro. And everyone was like, "Oh my God, Danny Almonte!" Like scouts were looking at him and shit. And he's just throwing gas, just smoking these kids.
And they all believe it because he's Dominican.
Bro, comes back. That this was years ago. This is like, I'm going back like 10 years or some shit, even longer, I think. He it then comes out that he had like his birth certificate was like not authentic or something like that. There was an issue with it. His real age, he wasn't like 12 or 13 years old, what these kids are in this shit. He was like 16 or some shit. So he was like, he was like a high school kid throwing gas at these 12-year-olds and like these 13-year-olds. It was something like that. I forget. He was like 15 or 16. It wasn't anything crazy. I know before I said he was like 26, but he was like,
much better story when he's 26.
Oh, come on, man. Of course, bro. That's the whole point.
There's an expression about that. Like, there's no good stories without a little bit of embellishment or something like that.
Bro, of course, bro. You always want to, you always got to add a little juice to the story.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I put sauce on all my stories. None of my shit's is accurate.
Oh, no, bro.
Yeah.
Hit him with the honey mustard on it.
The end is the same, though. What you're going to get at the end, that's the same thing.
It is.
It's the same result.
It is the same thing.
Yeah.
I actually, real quick, I'm thinking about it. I was thinking against it.
Oh, now I know where you're going to go. Let's hear it. You're going to make good choices right now. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm going to make good choices.
Let's hear it.
I said on our Instagram, if you follow our Instagram, I said on our Instagram that I was going to do a beer review tonight. And I'm doing it on this Blue Point Big Mother Pumpkin beer.
Mm-hmm.
I have one with me, so you can see the can. I never saw it before. I saw it in this distributor near where I live, and I'm like, let me grab that. It was a 4-pack. So I'm going to take it out right now.
Pulling it out the fridge.
Pulling it out. The freezer.
Oh, the freezer.
So this is it right here. This is from the Blue Point Brewery in Patchogue on Long Island. I like to drink local. That's what I prefer to do. Support all that local good stuff. But anyway, so they have a pumpkin beer that they release every summer, and it's called every fall. And it's Mother Pumpkin, and it's a really good pumpkin beer. So I saw this one, and I was like, Big Mother Pumpkin. Okay. So I'm looking at it. It says barrel aged on it, right? And then I'm reading on the back. It says barrel aged Big Mother Pumpkin, barrel aged imperial pumpkin ale with spices and natural flavors, right? So I'm like, all right, that sounds good. I'm looking around. Big pumpkin, big spice, spooky good. A little play on Halloween. I like it. It's got a little moon here. This is like some witch's brew looking shit. Look at that. You could do magic after you drink this. So what I realized is it doesn't have an alcohol content on the can anywhere that I can see.
Which is fucking weird.
It's not weird. I've seen it
Weird
before.
to me.
Yeah. I've seen it on like local brews and stuff like that. I couldn't see it anywhere unless it's some kind of there's some kind of marking that I just don't understand because I'm not that deep in the beer game, but I do enjoy a good beer. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, 4 of them came in a pack. So when I went up to the register to pay for it, There were only 4, and I was like, all right, it's like a special. Typically, they're a little higher alcohol content when there's less. Yo, this 4-pack was $25. Now, if you're familiar with the cost of beer, and you're kind of familiar with the way that it's sold, like in terms of local, familiar stuff like Heineken and Corona and stuff like that, those beers, a 6-pack of those beers is like $10, like $9.99, maybe $11.99 if you're at a gas station or something like that.
For 6 of them.
For
4
6
of
of
those
them.
was $26.
4 of these was $25,
$25.
24 and change.
Jeez.
So other beers, local beers like local brews and stuff like that tend to cost a little more. I mean, it costs a little more when you're not, the Heineken factory making tons of beer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good, but being that there's no alcohol content on it,
Yeah, it's like
I'll
a
tell you
mystery
what,
biscuit.
a mystery biscuit, 2 of these, and you will absolutely shit your pants. They will find you
In a yellow gown.
under a bus stop bench. Yeah, they'll find you asleep under the ATM, because that shit is carpet, so you thought it was a good idea. Yeah, so I had one. It's pretty strong when you taste it. You want to try it?
Not really.
Like, it's pretty strong. I'll let you smell it.
I'll smell
Here.
it. Yeah,
It's got some spices, but it's a pretty...
Oh, it does smell pumpkin-y. It
Yeah.
smells like fall.
Yeah, it does smell like fall. It smells like a pie or something like that. Some kind of
Yeah.
like pumpkin cobbler or some shit. So it is
You weren't gonna drink that originally when you
no, because one of these had me a little something. I drank half of a second. Now this was over like the course of like an hour and a half. I drank one, had a little bit of another. Yeah, you feel it. I felt that. I felt them couple.
Did you start walking? At what point did you realize? Was it like, this beer's fucking strong? Was it like when you got to that point? Did you get to a beer and a half before you realized, like,
Nah, I kind of felt it coming on, but I was like, there gotta be some brakes on his turn somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. I was like, that was pretty good. I said, let me have
let's
a little,
have another one. Double down.
So I have another one, or I start another one, and put it down. And as I'm walking around, I start to do regular things, like I start to. I know what I had to do. I had to cook dinner. So I started making steak fajitas. And when you start doing normal things,
Yeah.
and you start to feel like you need to focus a little more.
When you called me last night, you were making steak fajitas. Was this before or after you drank those beers? You remember calling me last night?
Yeah, we spoke.
Okay.
It was a different talk, wasn't it?
Justin called me last night with a lot of ideas, and I was like, "What's going on?"
A lot of
watching
ideas. I was
Netflix.
like, let's get matching face tattoos.
Now I know what did it.
So, yeah, cheers right here. But this is why there's only one here, because I will only drink one.
Yeah, not 1.5.
No, I'm not drinking 2. And I hadn't eaten, which wasn't the smartest. So I was like, all right. So I just chilled out. I had a little water and, got that under control. But definitely, if you were to drink like 3 of these, oh boy. Hey, don't do that.
Enjoy that, man.
But it was very good, man.
What do you want to give it a number?
One sip, everybody knows the rules.
Let's hear it.
Now, what am I grading on? What's the criteria? Taste, palatability.
I don't really know beer, I'm not.
Well,
a
what
beer
would you
guy.
want in a drink?
Me, I like bubbles.
Okay.
And flavor.
And flavor.
I like a good carbonation, not over carbonated, not too not under carbonated, and I like something that's smooth to drink, that goes palatable. I don't like things that are too bitter, but I don't want it too sweet either.
Nobody likes it too sweet. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I definitely don't want it sweet. I just don't want it bitter. There's a sweet spot in between there.
Yeah. So let's see. If I'm gonna do like some kind of like palatability or something like that, if I were to say in terms of taste, it's okay in terms of taste. I mean, it's not something,
It's not something you would order to eat with your dinner.
I mean, it depends what I'm having. It's possible that I would order it, but it really what it depends on is honestly, how long I'm going to be out.
Yeah.
Like,
how come they just don't make really good tasting beer? I know that certain beer to certain people taste good, but none of them taste like a Dr. Pepper, None of them taste like a Sprite or whatever soda or fountain drink you like. I'm not really into soda like that, but I'm just using it as for the comparison. Like, they had to have figured out a way to make that more palatable. Because it's like an acquired taste. Like, them just don't taste good.
yeah.
No matter what anybody says, like, they're not like magically delicious. That's not even how they sell them. Like, they don't even tell you, like, have this beer. It tastes good. Never said that. Those aren't the qualities they measure beer on.
You're right.
So why haven't anybody made one? Like, a Malta tastes good. If anybody doesn't know what a Malta is, there's this. It's like it's a malt drink. What? How do you describe it?
Fucking nasty.
How would you describe what it is, though? Not your opinion on it.
It's like a malt beverage that doesn't taste good, that doesn't make you drunk.
It doesn't get you drunk because there's no alcohol in it.
So therefore, there's no excuse for it tasting how it does. That's the only way that I will give that a leeway of such a shitty tasting beverage. I think it tastes good. That's crazy. And you don't like a beer?
But there's like malt in beer, right? So how come they can't whip one up that tastes like that?
Well, no, there's only malt. There's no malt in every beer.
Oh, no?
No, that's like malt liquor. You thinking of like nasty ass like Steel Reserve and shit like that?
Ugh. One time I fucking chugged a 22 with St. Ives when I was a very young man. And
jeez.
Yeah, somebody was like, I forgot what they bet me. They like bet me something like I couldn't, and I was like, I'll do it. And like I did it, and like I got it. I got whatever the prize was. I don't remember. But it wasn't worth it.
What was the prize?
I don't remember. I was like, I get to hang out for a little bit longer. I don't remember what it was.
Damn, I wish I was like, I wish I had a little background info. I wish I knew what that prize was.
I could tell you what I could set the scene up for you. We were in my boy used to rent a room in a house. So get this, this isn't an older friend of mine. He rented a room in a house, and the house was filled with women. It was like a bunch of girls just rented rooms in these houses. And I guess he had known the girl that owned the house. So she was.
Is this a brothel?
No, it wasn't a brothel. A lot of them weren't into men anyway, so like it wasn't even like you were going to. So I don't want to paint this picture like I'm going into this like fraternity house. They were all very nice people, but most of them weren't interested in me, So he somehow, some way got this room, because even if no matter what they're interested in, it's weird for a dude to just move into a house with all women. So, but I guess he knew him, so he got to move in. He had the room in the basement of this place. It was like the coolest basement. It had like a pool table, a huge couch, a big screen TV. They had a PlayStation, and it was just a spot. You could do whatever you wanted to do there. Like, it was just like literally, it was like the spot. And when the second he moved in, we took over that basement. You know how it is. You know how it is growing up, where we grew up, when you and your homies just invade a place and just take it over. And it's like you're there every day. Like, that's like, it was like our block now. That was like, all right, we're here. And like he moved in, and like we came with him. I used to park in the driveway. Like,
right?
It was like,
yo, that's how it goes though. When your boy gets a place, bro, it's like
we all got a place.
We all got a place.
And none of those amenities were his. Like, he didn't bring a pool table or a big screen TV or the PlayStation. Those were like in the house. And we were just down there playing pool every day, playing PlayStation, bullshitting, just wilding.
Jesus.
We all had obnoxiously loud cars. It was just it was a good time. But that's where it was. I was in that basement, sitting on the couch. It wasn't a sectional, 2 couches.
2 couches.
Yeah, I want to paint the fucking picture.
Said it.
He's sitting on the corner of one of the couches, and I'm sitting on. He got a 3-seat couch sitting in the corner of it. I'm in the love
Who's
chair.
he? Your other friend?
My other friend.
Okay.
And another one of my friends is there too. And they just have a cold St. Ives. And I'm never been too much of a drinker. So they said something about the St. Ives, and I was talking shit about it. And he said, "Well, chug this whole thing, and I'll give you XYZ." And I was like, psh, easy, chug that shit. And I remember like trying to keep a straight face after that, but I was like, I already knew immediately. I was like, I got to get out of here before I can't drive home.
Yeah, bro.
That's that malt liquor.
Bro,
that's how we got into this.
Yes, that is how we got there, was this discussion on malt liquor. But yeah, anyway, so this beer, good beer. Let's move on.
Yeah, move on from the fucking
beer. I had to touch. We gave the beer
too much time.
So in update topics.
Update us.
They found, you already touched on that, right? They found
Brian Laundrie. You about to update us on Brian? Are you?
I was about to run that back.
That's so fucking.
We're
funny.
back. We're back. It was that commercial break, you know.
Yeah. Threw you for a loop.
Threw me for a goddamn loop. Conor McGregor's facing charges for that, punching that dude.
That's the update story you wanted to talk about.
They are going to charge that gentleman. I'm not sure.
Where was he when he punched that man?
Italy.
He is 0 for 2 with strangers. He has punched 2 dudes in the face and has not knocked a single one out.
We just crashed.
No, it's still up.
We back. I don't know what that was.
Doesn't matter.
But either way. So
go ahead.
Yeah,
they're pressing charges? It was in Italy, right?
Yeah, it was in Italy. Apparently he's gonna face some charges there. Andrew Schultz was doing the most hilarious impersonation.
He's a funny motherfucker.
Of what this guy.
What's his podcast called?
Flagrant 2.
Okay.
Damn, that shit was so funny. I just say anybody go watch that hilarious impression.
I thought you were about to do it. I thought I felt it coming.
Yeah, he was saying.
Can I get a couple seconds? Just give me 2 seconds.
I'm not gonna say it because
just give me 2 seconds. We need something to go over there. What am I looking for when I get there?
He was just talking about like I'm not gonna say the whole scenario. You could go watch it.
Yeah.
But he did like the wife's impersonation. She was like. She was like, I have to go to the market. So funny, yo.
Oh, the other dude's wife? The DJ's wife?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Do we know what the dispute is about or was about?
One of them, I think, wanted to go to like the next spot, and one of them didn't. And
they were together?
Oh, they were chilling.
They're friends?
Bro.
Oh, that's no big deal.
Nah, apparently it was like they had been chilling or something like throughout the night at the club or whatever. Conor's popping. I mean, they gave him the key to the Vatican. Jesus Christ. What club? What, oh, my God. How could I say the Vatican? Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. But
you'll be all right. Your sins are forgiven.
Oh, my God. Thank you. But
jerk off twice before sun up.
Yeah, that's way better than just saying like 3 Our Fathers.
Yeah, well,
but
welcome home.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's the best church. So he was out with these people, and he's probably at a club and he's chilling. It's lit. What DJ's not gonna bring Conor into the booth? Are you kidding me? If I'm spinning at a freaking club or a bar or something like that, and Conor's, you better get up here, bro. I'm playing requests. I'll play Dropkick Murphys all night. To me it don't matter. So they were chilling, and then I think. I heard different stories. I don't know exactly what the story is, but apparently, like, Conor was like, let's go to the next spot or something. And this dude was like, well, why don't we like stay here? And then he was like, said he just turned and popped them. Like,
what?
That's what the dude said. I don't know. It's something like that.
You think Conor went over there and whispered in his ear and he was like, you got anything with bagpipes?
Maybe. And he was like, bagpipes? What do you talk? No, that's not funny.
And then Conor punched
You
him.
got to check that impersonation out. It killed me. But yeah. So I don't really know what happened. I feel bad that he's getting into this. I mean, part of me is like, did he really do it? Is this not true? Are these people lying to just get money?
Yeah, because the truth is it could all be a lie. But do you think that fighters like Jake Shields, who like knocked that dude out in the bar?
That was not Jake Shields.
Who was it?
That was Joe Schilling.
Joe Schilling, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Shame on me. Joe Schillings, who knocked that dude out in the bar. That's not the same situation as Conor punching this guy in the face.
No, because apparently they, in that video, you could see the guy kind of goes like this to Joe Schilling a little bit. He kind of, it seems like
I'm talking about the damage that was done, right? That's what I'm talking about, at least. Like when because either way you're scrutinized because you're a professional fighter. You shouldn't be punching strangers in the street.
Now, some people need to get punched.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Some people do need to be punched.
Some people need a good, healthy, good, healthy.
Damn, I can't say I can't say my next point.
Why is that?
Because I was going to say, I guess what inevitably what I want to say is that I don't think Conor should be as in trouble as like somebody like a fighter who really beat somebody up and hurt them. Like he gave him a good pop. Like, it is what it is.
But, I saw him after the fact. Like we saw the DJ dude, like, I think it was like the next day or later on. I mean, who knows? He might have got cracked and ate shit. He might have went face down. I don't know. I can't believe there's no video footage of this. Like, Conor's legal team must be all over this because
he definitely didn't knock him out. It would be everywhere saying that Conor knocks DJ out.
Well, there's no, I haven't seen any video surveillance like surfacing or anything like that.
I wonder. I don't know. The truth is that I don't know, but if he knocked him out, then it's a different story. Because I said he was 0 for 2 because he punched that old dude in the bar. Now he punched his DJ in a nightclub.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, these are the video of him hitting the old guy. I mean, if we're being honest, if we're calling it what it is, Conor didn't really hit that guy. It's a little pop. It's a little like, you think he like, come on, bro. If he loaded up and threw a left hand, that old man would have ate shit. And I know he's on blood thinners, that old guy. He got to be. He got to have some kind of cardiac condition causing him to be on blood thinners. He would have went straight down and died.
You remember when Mike Perry punched that dude?
Yeah, you see? That's what happens when a fighter really hits a guy. Yeah. Mike Perry hit that. I don't know who that man was, but that man, listen, if there's any fighter you want to go after, don't go after Mike Perry. This is people's ignorance to who these guys are, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They don't know this guy. Like Mike Perry, why would they know an MMA fighter? Yeah. But they need to start checking ears. There comes a point where you got to start checking ears. Yeah. You got to start looking at, a nose. Is that nose a little sideways? Noses aren't naturally sideways. If you start talking to a guy and his nose is a little off center, and he looks a little like his brows are a little different. Like
he's got lumpy ears.
Like he's constantly making pressure on something with his face. That guy's probably in some kind of training somewhere. If his neck is a little different than guys, but you're typically behind at the buffet, don't do it, especially if you're older too. I feel bad sometimes because I feel like that guy was probably a bad motherfucker at some point in his life.
The older dude that Mike Perry hit?
That went after Mike Perry. He might have been a bad motherfucker at some point in his life. And he might have just been the guy that was like, what's up? But I feel like sometimes you forget that you have some limitations when you age.
I think that guy was getting involved in an argument between like Mike Perry and somebody else, like somebody that they were out with. Like, I don't think he was even a part of them. I think that guy was not minding his fucking business, and then he got punched in the mouth.
Well, chances are
that's probably exactly what happened.
That probably is what happened, but he probably saved whoever else was about to catch those hands and took one for the team. I mean, he went down like a real martyr.
Somebody was definitely getting punched in the face at the end of that night, and he might have just saved somebody from getting punched in the mouth.
That's true. Like Mike Perry's funny too, because he was almost, I think I remember him saying, like, you see, like some shit, like, look what you made me do. You see what I'm saying? I told you stop fucking around.
Yeah. Poor guy. There's been like a streak of fighters like beating people up. What's his name? Didn't Pena get arrested?
Pena.
Was it what's the guy's name? I'm pretty sure that's his name, Pena. He's the fighter that, remember, his brother came out to see him. We met his brother for the first time, and he came out to watch him fight.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he just got dropped from the UFC too.
Get out of here. Yeah. They dropped him?
He got into, Luis Pena. UFC releases UFC.
Oh, yeah, Luis Pena, the violent Bob Ross.
Yes, him.
That's right. Yo, he was a hell of a fighter, bro. He would have had a legit career, man, if he could just keep his shit together. But, keeping your shit together is not as easy as everybody makes it sound. I mean, first of all, to have the confidence and to have the dedication and the training to get to that professional level of fighting, there's a level of dedication there that is like awe-inspiring. Now, when you look at these guys, with that dedication comes a lot of trauma to the head, comes a lot of issues, comes a lot of these guys to make that choice in the first place. Some of those guys are a little off to begin with, because it's a very, it's violent, it's hardcore training, it's hardcore lifestyle, it's hyper-focused lifestyle. And the people I think oftentimes that are able to commit to that hyper-focused lifestyle are guys that just are prone to, somewhat erratic behavior from time to time. And then mix that in with getting kicked in the head 25 times a day, now that's troublesome,
It's stirring up a lot of articles about the way CTE affects fighters. And the UFC released him. This is his second domestic violence incident.
Damn, I know they said I think what happened? He showed up with a knife or something like that. What was the story? I think it was a pretty concerning.
It's
story.
This article I'm reading right now says Pena, 28, was arrested Saturday on charges of battery, causing bodily harm, and domestic violence, both misdemeanors in Broward County. Blah blah blah. He was released on a $6,000 bond. I don't know. It just says that he was accused of striking his girlfriend in the face multiple times with a closed fist and continuing to hit her when she was on the ground, per the portable cause effect obtained by ESPN on Monday. So I don't know. I do know. I just said he punched his girlfriend in the face a bunch of times.
Jeez, he mounted her and started hitting her.
And
Jesus Christ.
Well, he didn't say that. He said when she fell, he kept hitting her. So he could have been side control.
It sounds true.
You never know. I don't want to just say he went straight from out.
Yeah, we don't want to. All right, yeah.
Punch her from side control.
That's true. This isn't funny. We're not meaning to laugh at the domestic issue.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at that. Don't paint that picture.
I'm not painting that picture. I'm trying to explain, to people listening. We're not laughing about the issue of domestic abuse. We're laughing at the just the analysis of this. Like if you were to break this down, like I don't want to, what I'm really getting at is I don't want to defame her and automatically assume that she gave up mount. Who knows? She might be able to shrimp. I don't know. I don't want that to be, it's unfair for me to assume that she doesn't know how to defend a basic mount.
Yeah. 100%.
More than likely she's got some shrimp. She knows to get on the hip. I mean, this is very possible.
She could have had her leg up, her ankle on the knee.
Yeah. She could have went De La Hiva. She could have went shin to shin. I don't know.
We don't know.
I just want it to be known that I gave her the opportunity. I
think because we read this on ESPN, they should have elaborated for sure.
I mean, her position in terms of defense.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. At least I'm glad that it's like Conor McGregor that's attacking people in public, because he's usually like a one shot kind of, one punch at a time.
Conor McGregor stories are not the same. That's what I'm saying. Like these incidents, like they're not all the same. They can't be like lumped into one. Conor McGregor punching this guy in the face. And Luis Pena beating up his girl in the house, like
those are completely different, and that's terrible, man. Goddamn, I just feel so bad for these women that cohabitate with fighters.
Dude, Christy Mack.
Oh my God, with War Machine. It's that shit is terrifying, man. I mean, these are trained fighters. Go ahead.
A little bit of background story about the girl I mentioned, Christy Mack. I don't think that's her real name, but Christy Mack, she's an adult star who was living with a fighter. His name was...
I don't even think they were living together at the time.
Well, no. I'm just like starting from the beginning. They were living together. They were like
dating.
Boyfriend and girlfriend dating or whatever. They were together. They had like matching tattoos. They had it was like a stamp. It said like property of War Machine, but his name was really Jonathan Cap something, Jonathan K. But he went by. You want to look that up for me? His name was. He went by War Machine. He was on Tough, right? He was on The Ultimate Fighter. Was he on The Ultimate Fighter? He was on some TV show for sure.
I actually don't know.
Well, he was a mixed martial arts, guy. He was a fighter, and they had broken up allegedly, and somehow, some way, he ends up at her house, and there's another dude there, and he beats up the dude, and then makes him leave, and then he beats her up, Jonathan. Why would you try to get me to read that? Jonathan Paul Copenhaver.
That's what it looks like to me. I mean, Jonathan Paul Copenhaver.
Yeah.
So that's a mouthful.
Yeah, and he beat poor Christy Mack to like change her face. Super sad.
Looks like her real name is Christy Mack. That's her stage name, or Christine Mackinday.
Oh, what? She didn't fucking stray far from her real name.
At least that name makes sense. It's not like Glowing Star. Or
People
some shit.
probably called her that growing up.
Yeah, they were like, I'm going to Mac's house. Yo,
Yeah.
I don't the Mac sauce. You know, they call it something, you know.
You set me up for a perverted joke?
No.
Mac sauce?
I'm just saying like things that people probably called her when they were growing up. Like, yo, Mac sauce. Yo, fucking, I don't know, McGriddle. Yo, McRib. Like some shit. I
see what you're doing.
I would have definitely done some dumb shit.
That's
like that.
how you knew we didn't grow up with people with like Mick as their last name in our schools. There was
also that we didn't grow up in a town where people call people by their last name.
Nope.
You know, like those lacrosse towns, like where my girl is from and shit like that. They call everybody. They're like, "Yo, what's up, McCaffrey? Yo, what's going on? What's going on, Thompson?" Yeah,
that's
long
like
like
weird.
It's like it's not the weirdest thing in the world. I mean, but it's just a thing that's done in all these towns. It's funny, like when you come from the hood, it's like, yo, don't fucking be calling me by my government, bro.
Yeah, don't
call me.
What's wrong with you?
Don't call me by my government, son. Like, whoa, keep that shit down,
who
son.
the fuck even told you my shit?
Like, where you might
you was in homeroom with me?
Yeah. You might as well put my address out there and shit. Like, Jesus Christ.
Nah, it's a fact. That's 100% fact.
But yeah. So anyway, we were referencing War Machine and just like the terrifying life that a female must have when they're with not only an abusive man, but an abusive man that's trained to hit other people. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like. Because let's call a spade and say what it is. Like, most men that you encounter on a daily basis can't throw a punch. Most men have no idea how to throw a punch. Most men have no idea how to shoot a double. Like, most men that you run into have no idea how to do that. Now, when you talk about domestic violence, a lot of men, when they do strike their wives, they cause significant injury, which is awful. Now, you say that now you take this person that's the kind of person that would hit someone, whether that's that he's a bad person or used to that, or he's got CTE and has no idea what he's doing, whatever. Now you train that person and teach him how to throw a punch. You teach him how to hit, and you have him trained for 10, 15 years. And then you put him in a house with a young lady that has no idea how to fight, has no training experience, and is just like a soft female. And then you have this guy just feel like it's something to do. Go and hit this woman and strike this woman. It's sad, man. It really is sad. And this is the reason why I'm thankful for law enforcement and stuff like that. This is important when, but yeah, I mean, given law enforcement didn't protect her in that instance because she wasn't able to get to help, and Christy Mack got out, was able to get out of there. But, it's just terrifying for them. And I feel for them on like another level, that shit is awful.
He ended up getting like sentenced to like life or something like that.
He got a significant jail sentence, which
he
I
hung
think
up.
is important.
He's not alive anymore.
No, definitely not. Wait, he died?
Yeah, he hung up in prison. He killed himself.
Get out of here.
Pretty sure. I know he's dead for sure. And I'm pretty sure he killed. And when you die in prison, there's not that many ways to die in there.
Holy shit, man. Okay. Well, rest in peace to that gentleman, I imagine. It's going to be hot down there, Papa.
Died in 2013. He's been dead for a while.
Wait, that happened that long ago?
Mm-hmm.
No way. No way. That'd be 8 years ago. That can't be.
Let me look it up.
8 years ago, does Christy Mack abuse occurred? I find that hard to believe. If that's it, Jesus Christ, somebody stop this train, because this life is just going, bro. This life is just going.
I might have just fed you guys the wrong information.
Well, I don't think that's accurate, but that's all right, man. That's why I always tell people.
That's what it says on Wikipedia, man.
Is that what it says? That he died in 2013? War Machine Get out of here. Is that true?
I don't know. I don't know if it's true.
What do you mean?
I heard it a long time ago. I looked it up to confirm it. It says it on Wikipedia. I don't know.
It doesn't say that's his lifespan. Years active. That's as a fighter. That's not his lifespan. That's the years he was fighting.
He's not dead?
No.
Oh. He attempted to commit suicide.
And what
while
happened?
he was awaiting trial, and it was unsuccessful. However, in 2017, he was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole. And he's still alive. So, no, I was wrong, guys.
That's all right. But that's why.
But I want you to know that I always say I might be wrong.
See,
most of the time, I'm going to be wrong.
And I just want to once again shout out everybody for checking out the show. Shout out everybody for checking out the Masters and None podcast, because in the podcast world, you see what we just did there? We just researched something that we said, realized that it was stated incorrectly, and corrected it, and took fault, and took accountability. See what that is? We're not these mainstream news networks that just lie, get caught lying, and then never address it.
Yeah, most of the time, if I tell you something wrong, though, and I don't look it up real time, it still could be wrong.
Yeah, it definitely.
So I'm not going to say that all my facts. With Justin saying that, I'm going to say this. Everything else that comes out of my mouth might still be wrong, but this one was corrected.
Yes, it was.
And we
So
took
again,
accountability of it because those are the kind of people we are.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with being wrong.
there's definitely not.
You miss every shot you don't take.
That's
That's where this analogy fits. You see how that works? If you've been listening,
it's
you
the
guys,
callback. You know, it's the callback. That's
if
what's
you've been
important.
listening, it's all come together.
Yes, absolutely.
So you got any more stories, man? What do you got?
I wanted to actually touch on something that's super disturbing in my opinion.
Damn, I don't want to hear no more depressing shit. We're just talking about girls getting beat up by fighters and shit.
Well, because uncomfortable conversations need to be had, and that's why we have this podcast,
All
because
right,
it's
let's
not
hear it.
always fucking stars and rainbows, okay?
All right.
Sometimes you gotta, it's not always Lucky Charms and shit.
All right, let's get dirty.
All right? No.
What? I'm sorry. Keep in mind, I don't know what he's going to say, so it's not like I'm lining him up or anything.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk about something else. We'll talk about something else.
Did me saying that?
Let me tell you guys a little story about my neighbor. All right. So I'm at my apartment, right? I'm at my apartment. Me and my girl are chilling. My dog is chilling and shit. We're all hanging out. I live in a downstairs apartment, so I have an upstairs neighbor. And all of a sudden, we hear a really loud bang, like just clearly it was a body hitting the ground or hitting the floor above me. Shook my whole apartment. My dog popped up real quick. I was like, okay. Bobby hit the floor. So I said, let me call him, because it's happened to him previously. He has had a couple of falls. Super nice guy. He always holds us down, takes my packages in out of the rain, all that kind of stuff. He's a very nice guy, good neighbor to have. I call him on a cell phone, and he doesn't answer. But then after not answering, I hear like stumbling down the stairs, and he comes out. So I'm concerned, because he's actually not the kind of guy that goes to the hospital. He's not the kind of guy that goes and seeks medical attention. He likes his beers, and he's just like, he's a retired guy, and he just likes to do his thing. He doesn't do all the doctor stuff like most.
Yeah, he's like most older men. It's just like, I don't got to go to the doctor. I feel that way right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that feel like that typically. I mean, I feel like that myself. It's just the hard-headedness of I guess the stupid man brain that we have. I don't know. So he comes knocking on my door. I told my girl immediately. My girl knew right away. She's like, he just fell. Because she had been home for like one of his falls previously, but she wasn't home for the big fall where I had to go upstairs. And he had a chichong. This guy had a knot on his head because he hit the kitchen floor and shit. But he wouldn't go to the hospital that day. He went to his own doctor the next day. But I at least like to check him. Like, I was doing neuro checks on him and shit. Like, because he's such a nice guy. And, his daughters live out of town. Like, they live out of state. So I just feel like, he's kind of like,
gotta check on him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I don't
take care and keep an eye on him. So what happens when he knocks on your door?
So he knocks on my door. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, cause he he never wants the medical attention.
Yeah.
So I'm like, for him to come stumbling down the stairs and knock on my door, I didn't know if it was him. I was like, oh shit. I told my girl, I was like, yo, this is somebody that must be up there with him chilling that's coming to get help. He must have been like, yo, go downstairs and go one door over to the left and knock on the door. They can help you. Like, just put my arm on ice.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, take this hand and put it in a Ziploc bag because they need to reattach it. You know, like, this is what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, oh shit. So
Go get Jordan. He's downstairs. Go get Jordan. He's downstairs and tell him to get a bucket of ice. He'll know what to do. Here, take my hand with you.
Yeah, the reason Berto's saying that is he knows my neighbor, and my neighbor calls me Jordan.
So go ahead. Who's at the door?
It's him. I open the door. He's standing there with a towel on his head and just bleeding down his neck and shit. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, what the hell happened? And he's like, nothing. I was like, nothing. I'm like, he's like, you know, I said, did you fall, man? And he's like, yeah, you know, I fell down, Jordan. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, damn. I'm like, he fell. I'm like, oh no. It's like, I need to check on him, you know? So like, I throw some gloves on real quick. He comes in. I put him in the kitchen. He's like, come with me upstairs. I'm like, we're not going to traverse some stairs right now. That's for sure. So you can come on in here. So I take a look at it. It doesn't look so bad. I mean, I can't really tell where the bleeding's coming from. So I'm like, okay, it's not actively dumping out blood because I'd be able to identify the site, you know, where it's coming from. So instead, I'm looking at it and stuff, and then my girl is looking like she's holding a light, like we're looking at it, and I go to move his hair because he's got like, you know, he's got like kind of like wispy hair. So I go to what? That's what it is, like long straight, like, you know. So I move
like
his hair. He's stupid. So I move his hair, and it's like kind of just starts bleeding. Like as soon as I move the hair, I guess the hair that I moved was like kind of occluding the cut, and then it just starts bleeding, and I was like, oh shit. So I put the towel on again, and I'm like, we gotta go. And
is there
like,
blood all over your
like,
kitchen floor at this point?
No. It was controlled with the towel. I don't want to paint like a crime scene, but it was a good knock. Yeah. And what concerned me is it was the back of his head as well. It's not like, you know, I'm a little less concerned with an abrasion or a cut on the forehead than I am on the back of the head. Like that's concerning. And then I'm also thinking, what did he hit? So I started asking him, like, what did you hit? Because this doesn't look like you hit the floor.
Yeah.
I was like, and he said he hit the table. Like he hit the corner.
Those are the worst ones, bro.
Yeah.
The kids get hit a lot with the table.
Yeah. So he fell back and he hit the corner of the TV stand.
Did he end up going to the hospital? Did he get stitches?
Yeah, I had to put him in my Jeep. And I drove him there because I didn't want him, you know, he didn't want an ambulance. You know, he doesn't want to cause a scene, which I understand. You know, we live in a complex. You don't want people, you know.
Everybody's going to think he's dead. Did you hear about George?
Yeah, you don't want to
think he's dead.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, you know. So he agreed like to come with me. So I took him in the Jeep and he hops out. My man is such a gangster. He hops out. First thing he does is light a cigarette, and he's like, I'm going to be in there for a while. He's like, so I better get one in now. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, he's such like an old school G. I love that guy. He's the nicest guy.
I can imagine, like, I've never met this guy. I know where he lives because I know where Justin lives, but I've never seen him or met him. But in my mind, the apartment's like a dark rug because he's been smoking in there. And it's just like changed colors. And it's like a dark, I can imagine him falling in like a dark apartment with like a yellow couch. I don't know. It's just all coming to me.
It's not that dark, and his apartment's clean. You know, it's clean. It's you know, it's not. He doesn't hoard or nothing like that.
Oh, nice.
You know, yeah, man. So that's, you know, he does his best. He does his thing up there.
But
you know,
it is fucking. Did he ever? How did he fall though?
I don't know. You know, I don't know much of his medical history. Like I asked him about his medical history.
He didn't say like he slipped or something like that, right?
No, he didn't. He didn't slip. It was I don't know. I don't know if he's like vasovagling, like a, you know, if he's vagling, that's
what
like.
Is that? Is that like people who don't eat meat and dairy? Vasovageling. What the fuck does that mean?
Vagling, a vasovagal, like when you vagal is when, you know, if you're sitting down and
don't
you
be
pop
showing
up,
off your education over here, man. All right? He's showing Mr. College.
Yo, you went to college and shit. Hey, you from Westchester? Nah.
So we both went to school, right? You ain't got to show off for me.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm just all right. Never mind, Ed.
Go ahead.
Never mind. No, forget it.
Nah, I don't know. Is he vasal vaguely? Is that what happened?
He vagaled. Like, you know, when you jump, when you stand up too quick and you kind of get lightheaded.
Yeah, that happens to me when I'm dieting.
Yeah, so when you vagal is like, it happens a lot when people are on the toilet, when they strain on the toilet. You know, they and you kind of get lightheaded because there's a nerve that goes through like the backside of your body, to, you know, for lack of a, you know, and
sphincter.
If that gets like stimulated, like I think it's the vagus nerve. I'm not 100% sure, but it can cause a dip in your blood pressure real quick. You know, this is why when people have can
you use that shit to get you like lightheaded if you in jail and you're looking for a quick fix?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you
Can
could.
You rub that thing and stand up quick?
Yeah.
Is that the trick?
Yeah, but you might
talk
fall.
to us about the science of this.
No,
you mean a
anyway,
spotter?
I'm not talking about this anymore. But anyway, so there's some kind of issue that occurs when that happens. You know, you can kind of pass out if you strain or you stand up, or there's different events that may occur that may cause you to pass out. A syncopal episode, if you pop up, your blood pressure dips, you fall and eat shit. That can happen. So
okay.
I'm not sure exactly what caused it, but I think it was something along those lines.
When you said it was up the back, I thought there was like a little button in your butthole. If you press it and stand up quick, you get lightheaded.
Well, it can cause like an issue with your blood pressure back there. That's why when they do like what's called a disimpaction, when they
I can
you know,
imagine.
that's why there's only
that word I know.
That's why there's only certain people that are qualified to disimpact, because you have to watch out for that nerve, because you can cause a quick dip in the blood pressure if you hit the wrong spot. Yeah. So anyway, you know, I don't know. I'm probably wrong about all this. Who knows? I don't know anything about this stuff.
I don't know. I probably caused a couple dips in blood pressures. I feel like that's possible.
Woo! You're a funny guy.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did.
You got anything else for us, man?
I don't know. We're well past the hour.
Yeah, we're well past the hour. I want you guys to know, if you guys are still here with us, that we appreciate you for being here. But today we're running an even different. This is like the third video in a row that we're running a different camera setup. So let us know what you think. Put in the comments if you hate it, if you like it, if it's too much, if it's too little.
I agree. So let us know whatever you think, feedback, whatever, or just like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell so that you never, ever miss an episode and you're notified when we go live. And stay tuned for our clips playlist too. We got some, we're going to start throwing up some clips of the episode. So this way, if you don't have enough time to consume the entire episode, you could at least see some clips from the episodes, and they'll be labeled as such, which episode they're from and all that kind of stuff. So, again, guys, thank you so much. This is Masters of None podcast, episode 50.
Episode 50?
We covered all the topics.
We covered everything. So here's your synopsis. This is what to expect.
Let's do it. The Netflix Walkout.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Netflix
walkout. Netflix Walkout. We meant to talk about that. There were, a few dozen employees, as it was stated in the article that we read, that they were staging a walkout, based on Dave Chappelle's stand-up still being allowed to be distributed and streamed up on Netflix. But it's there were protesters, but there were also counter-protesters that were chanting things like, "We like jokes, we like jokes." They were like, come on. So, if we can't laugh at ourselves, what do we got?
Listen, the fact that 12 people walked out of there, good on them. That's your right? You
That's
don't
right.
have to work for that place if you don't. And you know what? Not. Good on them for fucking standing up for what they believe in. Whether I think it's right or wrong or dumb or smart, good on them for saying like no is no, and I'm not gonna work here, because that's that's the freedom that we have. But me personally, I like my job, so I'm sticking around.
Yeah, that's what are you gonna do, bro?
But if you're offended by something, that's where we live. We live in America. You're free to not work there, and good for you if you those people are the real people who, they mean what they say.
Yeah, I agree.
They mean what they say, right? And when I first thought about this isn't the first thing that came to my head, but now that we're saying this, like we're speaking to each other about it, like 12 people quitting their jobs at, arguably one of the largest streaming services that exist. I don't know what their roles were there, but, you quitting a job for a company that's, I'm sure they treat their people, fairly, and they're compensated appropriately.
I'm sure they do.
Per their role. For you to leave that place because they did something you don't agree with, that takes a lot of balls, man. People hate their job and don't leave it.
Yeah, no,
so think about that. People go to their job every day, then they fucking hate their job, and they still show up there every fucking day. These guys probably like their jobs, and they're leaving because they disagree with what the company did, and good on them. Whether you think it's like dumb of them to leave or smart for them to leave, whatever, they had the balls to do it. They're standing up for what they believe in.
I agree, and there's a lot of people that won't pull that trigger.
There's a lot of people who will sit and march, or that won't even march. They'll just go onto Twitter and write a long paragraph about the way they feel. But they'll continue to, work for these places or eat at the establishments that they don't want to associate
or
with.
Keep their Netflix subscription.
That's the fucking, and I don't know if
So
we
hilarious.
touched on that last week, but the truth is, if everybody unsubscribed to Netflix, they take it down.
Yeah, but the thing is, people are going to sit here and complain and then continue with their subscription.
Yeah, that's the thing. So these people got up and they left their fucking jobs. Those guys definitely canceled their Netflix subscriptions. Good for them. Anybody who, if you feel so strongly about what Netflix is doing and you're insulted by this, this transphobic, I'm using air quotes, this transphobic, hate speech that they're saying that Dave Chappelle did on Netflix, cancel your subscription and don't give them any of your money. And if enough people feel that way and it affects their bottom dollar, they will pull it down and you could come back and you win.
I agree 100%. I don't know why it is that people want to, it's that pseudo support. It's like that fake, like I support this cause, but do you really?
Yeah, right? It's like, I stand behind
really?
you. I stand behind the community.
Yeah, I agree 100%, bro. But anyway, I don't know if those people continue to work there. I don't know what their story is, but there are other options to work other places. Same thing I say, same thing we discuss about people, places like In-N-Out Burger that actually got shut down in San Francisco for not enforcing the vaccine mandate. If as a customer, if you don't support places requiring you to show your vaccine, your proof of vaccine, just don't go there.
Don't go.
I know, of course, a lot of it is required by law in some places, or not law, like a mandate that's enforced by the state, which is complete nonsense. But if it is somewhere and the business is required to do that, it's your option to really to leave,
to choose not to go to these places. And it sucks because small business, they get hit the hardest. It's the man that's putting this this mandate down, but who does it affect when you don't shop at go to these places? It affects the local business owners. It's not affecting the large companies like Amazon or Walmart or any of those places. It won't, it doesn't affect their bottom dollar. It affects, Joe Schmo's pizza place or Bobby's bar or wherever, any of those places. It sucks, but you know what? It's like, that's what it means to really stand by something and, and put your money where your mouth is. You don't like that this is happening? Don't go to those. You don't like that this establishment doesn't allow these people to go there? Don't go there. Don't give them your money.
Exactly. Keep your, keep the money. Just put the money. Like, if you want to funnel it somewhere where a place doesn't support this, put it there.
Yeah.
Go to a local place and
wherever you want to support. If you want to only support, Latino-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses, American-owned businesses, then you should be doing that. But don't say that you want, American-owned businesses to prosper and then you're buying your things from overseas and stuff like that. Just stand by what you say.
Exactly.
And that's what's going on right now with everybody that loves to be upset about things. So they love to be upset about the Dave Chappelle thing. They love to be upset about everything Joe Rogan says. They love to be upset about, whether to be vaccinated or not vaccinated. But nobody really, does anything about it. They just love to talk about being upset about it.
Yeah, I agree, man. And again, this goes back to, what we discussed last time, what it was even touched on another podcast of some guys that we know over at Collective Thought, AYN, on that podcast. They touched on it as well. It's, I don't know if people really have kind of the drive and the ambition to actually go out there and protest the way they used to. It does mean something to throw some tweets out there, but, if you're throwing an empty tweet out there, but then you're still subscribed to Netflix, well, in that case, we don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
We don't believe
certain things people shouldn't tolerate. I'm not saying R. Kelly shouldn't go to jail. I'm not saying I'm happy Bill Cosby got out. I'm not saying any of those things. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're gonna be upset about some shit, like the little things, it's like, don't be like, people just love to be upset about everything.
Yeah, I know. And, the same people that are like, I can't believe R. Kelly did that. That's just terrible. They shouldn't support him at all. At the same time, they're like, keep it on the down low. Nobody,
yeah, they're still spinning his records. Yeah, it's isn't that weird though? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I can't lie, man. R. Kelly had some great records, but I'll tell you what, man, I'm even nervous to even Google R. Kelly.
Yeah,
I don't even search him on my Spotify.
So with that being said, like, certain people deserve to be canceled, right? But
no, I don't. To be honest with you, bro, I don't believe in canceling anybody. I don't believe in canceling people and not allowing them to earn a living. I mean, it's up to people to consume what they want.
Well, R. Kelly going to jail kind of is like his cancellation. Like he's going to jail.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, when he did go to jail, I think his streaming and like his record sales like went up like 500% or something.
Oh yeah, reminded
like that.
people that he existed. The people who forgot about Kells.
Yeah, man. I mean, it depends. I mean, it really just goes. It depends. I think people need to make their own decisions on what they want and what they don't. I think they really need to be able to make that decision for themselves and not have material just hidden from them because of whatever. I mean, what R. Kelly did is terrible and he deserves to be in jail. But if somebody wants to listen to R. Kelly's music, they should be able to listen to R. Kelly's music, I think. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Remember a couple of years ago when they were like cleaning out all like their like they took Aunt Jemima off the syrup box. They took the Native American man off the butter. They were like cleansing all of like
Yeah, it's funny because me and my girl were actually we just went shopping and we bought some syrup, and I was like, that looks familiar, but damn, is that the good shit? Like, I don't know if that's is that the Aunt Jemima shit? I'm like, damn, I don't really know, bro. We looked at it super close up. There was a tiny little image of Aunt Jemima.
Oh, she still exists on there?
Nah, she doesn't exist on there, but it was a tiny little square that was like, used to be Aunt Jemima syrup, just to like remind you that that this is what you're looking for, bro. Right here.
We're so used to seeing it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not here to talk about whether it was right or wrong. That's that's neither here nor there. But it's just interesting that like
it's successful marketing. It's burned in our brain. Like that's really what it speaks to is like that you guys branded that was the brand forever. Like we're conditioned since childhood to correlate Aunt Jemima with the good syrup. Like that's not the, I remember when we finally got the Aunt Jemima syrup, for the longest time we was using some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? When we finally got the Aunt Jemima, I was like, fucking get that Aunt Jemima, son. Let me get that, mom. I want a little extra on my Eggos. And we got the Eggos.
Yeah, dude, when I used to have waffles, I used to fill up every section of that waffle with the Aunt Jemima syrup, and I never thought twice about it. I guess, listen, if there's some kind of malicious intent behind the image on the Aunt Jemima bottle, then it's got to go, right? Because we're not here to. If we're all equal and we're then we shouldn't be out buying things that offend people. We shouldn't even buy it at that point. If that's what it was, like I would just stop buying it.
Yeah,
if that's what the image is, I would stop buying Aunt Jemima. It's funny because growing up, like that was just the label that was on there. Just like you said, it was the marketing. You just,
Yeah, it's
I
what you
never
remember.
thought twice about it.
Like imagine one day if they're just like, yo, like the McDonald's clown is creepy. Like Ronald McDonald got to go. Like he upsets a lot of the kids. Like it's weird.
And then he just disappears. Yeah, it'd be
you ever gonna associate McDonald's with any other character or any other kind of the Arches? Yeah, but Ronald McDonald,
he's right up there. Only guy that's with him is the Hamburglar.
Yeah, Hamburglar, but he also got Grimace on there too.
Is that the purple thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But either one of those guys mess around and do something wrong, guess what? You're fucking out of here.
I'll tell you what, if Ronald McDonald did go missing, shit, Grimace my first suspect. Tell you what.
Worse than the Hamburglar?
The Hamburglar thief. He's too obvious. He's a thief. He don't want no beef.
Is he like Plankton?
See what I did?
Oh, you rapping?
Hey, you see what I'm saying?
You're a poet and you don't know it.
Yeah, yo, you out? You trying to battle?
No. I used to have a teacher that used to say that to me. Like, well, she would say it to anybody. Like, if you rhyme, she was like, ha, you're a poet and you don't know it. She was one of those teachers that was like 85 and just never wanted to retire and was just going to die, like holding like an old piece of chalk.
That's because school districts on Long Island and fucking teachers make bank.
Yeah.
That's why she was like, "Why would I retire? I make $350,000 a year, and I don't work in the summer, and I haven't missed a Christmas in 50 million years."
Yeah, she definitely drove a Benz and had like, she used to have she's the first one I seen that had the tennis balls at the bottom of her walker. So like she had a walker, and she was the one that like, maybe I had seen the tennis balls, but I never knew what they were for. When I seen hers, I was like, what's it? I asked her, I was like, what's the tennis balls for? She goes, that's so I could slide. And I was like,
she's like, so it defeats the entire purpose of this walker. So there's no grip. So if I go down, I just swoop. It slides right out, and I eat shit, Bobby.
I'll just fall.
I just eat shit, Bobby.
Watch out, I bleed.
A lot.
No, but yeah, I don't even know how the fuck I got there. That's it. We could end it, man.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Listen, man. As always, guys, listen. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think about what we got going on here. And that's episode 50, Masters of None podcast. We out.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.